Hey, my wonderful Aries divine masculine placements. Christina here with Ginger Mama Tarot, coming at you with your month of September extended Tarotscope. I'm excited to dive into it. When I was channeling for you, though, divine masculine, which by the way, those of you new to my channel, divine masculine and feminine energy is held within all of us. Most of us are imbalanced in some way. It does not matter if you are a female or male body or how you identify. If you are more avoidant in connections and interactions, you're typically more in your wounded masculine. If you are more anxiously attached, you're generally more in that wounded feminine energy. But feel free to watch both the masculine and feminine readings to get an idea of like where you might be right now. We fluctuate between the two. Also on my website, gingermama.com with the 3 A's, I have free blogs. And one of the blogs is literally a bullet pointed checklist: masculine, feminine, wounded, healed energy. So that might help you out, okay? But when I was channeling for you, I was actually picturing someone just kind of looking at a sink of like dirty dishes. Like there's like mold and there's like old milk. Like it was just really yucky. And you were like looking at it, getting like a cup of water, like, what's another day? And it's almost like this sense, I feel like, where you might be depressed right now. And it's like, you're like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm an Aries. And I get it, guys. I'm an Aries sun. Totally get it. But you're like, no, I'm not. Yeah. And it's like, I know. It's just a bout of that, okay? Or it might be in the month of September, okay? We have temperance here in the sun coming right out, and my light being very shiny on that. So it's going to be okay. It's all going to be fine. But we have to remember, and I know sometimes, especially Aries energy, that forward movement of cardinal energy and beginning of the zodiac wheel, it's that like, but I go and I go and I go, and like, where is everybody else? You know, like I'm climbing up the mountain. Are the others climbing too? And it's like, you got to stop worrying about the others and focus on you. If you need to clean the sink of dirty dishes, metaphorically in your life, whatever that is, if you need to cut certain people, places, things out of your life this month, that is on you to do that. And the more you can take action to do that, the better you are going to feel, okay? So on the 5th of this month, we start out Venus will be in Virgo. We're in Virgo season. And Venus in Virgo is an energy that really is getting practical about what you want romantic partnerships to look like. It's not just, fairy tales and sex and all of this, right? Like it's what is a stable connection look like? And am I embodying that? Am I able to clearly communicate and be emotionally vulnerable? Am I able to provide for myself financially? All of these things, right, that you're expecting in a partner, but are you embodying within yourself? Okay, I know Aries energy, it's that you really want that physical, connection, whether that's sexual energy or just, you know what I mean, like time, whatever it might be. I feel like right now you're very frustrated because you feel like you're not getting that. And so many of you might be having difficulty like grounding in the difference between the two. Like, how are we balancing the practicality with like the sensuality or the spirituality and things like that, right? Like the higher realms with the lower realms. So keep that in mind. On the 6th, we have the moon entering Aquarius, normal transits. The moon changes signs all the time throughout the course of the month. However, I find this fascinating because the moon stays there till the 8th, and then the Aquarius moon is conjunct Saturn, okay? And Aquarius conjunct Saturn is a call for us to really look at the collective. Aries energy can be very I am. It's about you, right? Like, what do I want? What do I need? What is best for me? And this is your call to look back and say, okay, where is what I'm doing serving the collective, right? And what does the collective look like around me? Do I really want them in my energetic space or not? How is my time best utilized on this planet, right? In service to others. How can I help others identify how important it is to care about oneself while simultaneously caring about the collective? And as an Aries sun, my midhaven is actually in Aquarius. So I always, really feel like I go between the two very rapidly. And many of you, maybe you have Aquarian placement somewhere in your chart. Maybe look that up and get an idea of, that's a big duality there. I feel like Aries energy and Aquarian energy, while complementary, is also very polar opposite in many ways. So tap into that this month. This idea of like, what is my soul purpose here? Why am I here? How do I tap in with a larger picture, right? Because we all are a part of that. It's like that ant farm of we're all finding our own soul mission, our own identities. And if we can all work in that flow and not try to like clamor over one another, then it all flows very well. But when we're trying to control others, or make it all about us, then that's not going to work, you know? So just something to reflect on. On the 9th, right after that, we hit Mercury retrograde, which a lot of people, if you're familiar with astrology, some people get spooked by that. Don't be spooked, okay? It's going to be good. It's going to be okay. But I will say this, if you have gone through a divorce or a rough breakup, especially maybe children were involved, the 10 of Cups reversed comes out, it's very likely that something here is being finalized. Mercury retrograde is going to extend all month, and it's a time of a lot of loose ends being kind of like coming up for review, I guess we could say. So be mindful of any exes reaching out. Ask yourself, what's the purpose of this? How do I, tie this up neatly and move forward? And you might be feeling called to reach out to someone who maybe you feel like you didn't tie it up, or maybe you did want something more with them, and you feel like you're realizing that. Ace of Wands, you want a new beginning with something that didn't go well. And so again, it's totally okay to communicate. Don't let Mercury retrograde spook you, but make sure you're very clear in what you're communicating. You're thinking it through. I know that cardinal energy of like, I'm just going to send it off the text. I'm just going to do it. Don't. Pull back, really think about what you want to say, and then communicate it, okay? That's going to be really important for you this month. And so then on the 10th, we have this big full moon, like always, every month, but this one's in Pisces. And so if you have Pisces placements, this might be hitting you a little bit harder. You might be feeling that a little bit more. Maybe if the person you're thinking about has Pisces placements, that might be more significant for you. Full moons are a time to release. So right now, get very clear. What do I want to release? What do I not want to release? Like, are there fears? Are there past relationships? What is it I really just do not want in my energetic field anymore? What is not serving me? What is not bringing me joy and happiness and peace and clarity? And purging that and saying, okay, I forgive it too. This is a big theme. When we release, we're also forgiving. Okay, and I know that's very difficult. We forgive others for ourselves. Okay, it's not about them. It's about us knowing that we just have to release and forgive, and knowing that like it just was not meant to be for whatever reason, right? So forgive yourself. Maybe you did certain things in the past that you're frustrated by or you're ruminating on. Forgive it, release it, whatever it is. Write it down, burn it with this full moon, and be like, I'm done. I tried my best. I'm going to continue to try my best going forward. And, focus on your own sink of like dirty dishes, right? Focus on your own, stuff, getting your stuff organized right now. I feel like that's important for you this month. Let's see what else the cards say. The star reversed. You might feel just like unworthy right now. Like this feeling of like, it doesn't work for me. It seems to work for everybody else. Why doesn't anyone else see me as the star? Do you know what I mean? Like this weird energy. Focus on your own worthiness. Maybe some of you need to focus on body image issues of asking yourself, are you really confident and comfortable, in your body, in your skin suit, naked, or presenting, at work, or whatever it is, just in your everyday reality, okay? Intimate partners, whatever. Do this on your own this month and really get clear, like, why is it I feel a block there? Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of like timidness and shyness about you, but you never want anyone to see this. I feel like you put on a very good show of like, nope, I got it all together. I got my coin. I got my stuff. I'm grounded. I'm stable. No one needs to know that I actually feel wounded. No one needs to know that I'm actually experiencing, like I said, some of you, depression is what it feels like. And you don't want anyone to know. And the truth is, you can walk through that with Source. That's okay. But this Queen of Pentacles reversed, it's almost like you might have this trauma response of a belief that no one will ever nurture you. Because maybe they didn't when you were growing up, or in past relationships, you were not nurtured. So you feel like you're the one always nurturing people, wearing your heart on your sleeve, whatever it is. And check in with that. Like, you are worthy of being nurtured too. Okay. You're worthy of nurturing others, right? It's that balance. It's that balance of like, we're really being called to ask ourselves, what are we bringing to a connection? What do we expect out of a connection? And get clear, write a list down. What is it you expect in a partner? And then ask yourself, am I embodying those things? I might have already said that on here, but that feels very significant for you. Are you providing for yourself financially? Are you emotionally available? Are you communicating clearly? Are you nurturing someone? Like, are they nurturing you? If it's not that equal give and take, then it's out. It's gone. Okay. Again, with that Aquarius conjunct Saturn, it's like, if it's not working, it's got to go. It's got to go. Family, friend, lover, whoever it is. Yeah, many of you might be thinking about your Empress, Divine Masculines. You got a person. You do. And again, gender does not matter in tarot. But when we look at the Empress, this is about someone who's very fertile, who's very confident, who's very stable. I feel like solar plexus is a big deal for you, especially with that star reversed, like that idea of confidence, of self-worth, of communicating clearly. You might be really working on that this month. How do I hold boundaries that are important to me, but also communicate clearly my emotions? I'm not too cold or cutthroat, right? Because it does feel a little bit like you might have been kind of cold and cutthroat with the Empress, or you feel like she was with you, or he was, whatever the dynamic is there. So you feel like there's no hope here in this connection. And that's not true. The question becomes, can you see it from the other person's perspective? Was this equally balanced? Were you equally showing up to the connection? And if you weren't, this is where the universe is putting you in a pressure cooker with this full moon to say, I wasn't shit. And during retrograde to communicate that, hey, I know I wasn't showing up the way I wanted to. I really want to commit to investing in this connection, to working on it. And explaining that this is how I feel. I miss you. I want you in my orbit, whatever it is. But laying there depressed and thinking about them all the time is not going to get you anywhere. Okay, it's not. You can pray, you can meditate, you can think, you can feel, you can do all this stuff when you think about this person. But if you do not take the action to communicate your truth, to heal your avoidant attachment style, you are always going to be disappointed. You're always going to feel the energetic kickback because you're placing a burden then on someone else. You're trying to impede with their own ability to go through life. If you love someone, you communicate with them in 3D. You don't mess with them energetically. All right? I'm telling you. I know it feels kind of like, I feel like this sense of, you might feel like tapping back into this connection could be a burden. You can't decide, will this be really healing and great for the both of us? Or will this be a burden? And like, excuse me, again, you're not communicating because you're worried, is this going to be a repeated toxic cycle? Am I just going to repeat this toxic cycle with this person? Or is this going to be really healing? And again, allow your thoughts to manifest your reality. Look at this. I love this for you. Anyone who knows how I read tarot knows the Ace of Pentacles, I consider it hand of God, source, universe, always confirmation. You are in this Aries Emperor energy where you are in a great place. I feel like you've cut out third parties, you're understanding your worth, or you're going to this month, but you need to get very clear. The Emperor, if it wants the Empress, again, regardless of bodies, it's energy here, they don't wait. They take the risk. They speak the truth. They go towards what they want. And even if they're abandoned or rejected in that, they know they spoke the truth, so they feel whole in that. They're like, well, that's what I meant. That is what I want. That is who I love. That is who I care about. They always take action forward. So if you're feeling depressed or stuck or anxious or whatever it is, that action is going to be imperative. And so release any fears around this full moon. And then as we're in retrograde for the remainder of the month, get clear about how you want to communicate, okay? Don't be afraid of communication. And on the 25th, we have the new moon. And so if you've done the work earlier in the month, then the 25th is going to feel really good for you as you enter the end of September. We have Venus also then going into Libra on the 29th. And that's going to be, again, highlighting this idea of what's equal give and take. What do I really want in a romantic connection? How do I communicate my needs but hold respect for their needs? Like, how do I do this? And taking the action forward. Many of you are stalled out on this type of energy, this sitting back, waiting, watching, And that's what's causing your stagnancy. Earlier we had the Knight of Swords. That's someone that goes much quicker, okay? Or maybe trying to find a balance in between those two energies where you're not just totally stalled out, but you're also not rushing too quickly, okay? I love all of you. I hope that helps. I really feel like the end of the month is going to be these really romantic, beautiful, like good vibes for you, especially as we go into the fall and winter season. But only, do you hear that motorcycle outside? Only if you can take off. And by the way, lovers reversed here. Some of you might be feeling energy within your field from previous partners, whether these were karmics or people you had sex with or whoever it is. You need to clear that, especially in the beginning of the month. And the ways we clear that are any energy you feel, you push it back. I do not want to be tied to that person or this person. My left ear ringing. Anytime you have sex with anyone, you are pulling in their energetic fragments and their trauma and their pain. And you must clear it. You must work actively to clear that out of you so that you can gain more clarity on who it is you actually want to be in connection with. So I love all of you. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my website is gingermama.com, and I'm happy to serve you over there. I'll see you next month.